In this video, we'll be talking about the role RHA plays at UCSB, and we'll talk about the different positions within RHA. So you may be wondering, what is RHA? The Residential Housing Association, or RHA, is UCSB's student government for the residence halls. We advocate for our on-campus community and engage residents in social, educational, cultural, and recreational programs. It is our duty to put the unity in community. RHA is housed in the Housing, Dining, and Auxiliary Enterprises, or HDAE, division of UCSB. HDAE provides housing and associated residential life services for UCSB's undergraduate, graduate, and faculty populations. There are several departments within HDAE, and you can pause the video here to review them. RHA is a part of the Residential and Community Living, or RNCL department, which is responsible for the well-being and quality of life for 10,000 UCSB students living in the campus apartments and residence halls. RHA is the student government for the residence halls. The Student Apartment Community Council, or SAC, is the governing body for the undergraduate apartments, and the Graduate Student Apartment Community Council, or GSAC, is the governing body for the graduate apartments. RHA fulfills many duties in collaboration with our campus partners, including fulfilling equipment requests, providing programming opportunities, recognizing student leaders, advocating on behalf of the UCSB residential student body, and providing funding assistance for student programs. So now you might be wondering, who is in RHA? Anyone who lives in the UCSB residence halls is a member of the RHA. The 9 residence halls at UCSB are organized into 3 communities, known as the Chi 5, Far Side, and San Cat. The Chi 5 consists of Anacapa, San Miguel, San Nicolas, Santa Cruz, and Santa Rosa. Far Side consists of Manzanita and San Rafael, and San Cat consists of Santa Catalina North and Santa Catalina South. Each of these buildings has their own hall council made up of an executive board and floor representatives, or house representatives, whose mission it is to advocate for their specific residents and provide engaging community building opportunities through programs and events. RHA is funded through a one-time residential fee per academic year. These student funds are distributed to the Hall Council and RHA Coordinating Board and are allocated to various programs, projects, and services that benefit residents. Funding requests are approved or denied at Hall Council meetings, RHA Finance Committee meetings, and RHA Coordinating Board meetings. One of RHA's main collaborators is the National Residence Halls Honorary, or NRHH. NRHH is an organization that strives to recognize the top 1% of student leaders living in the residence halls. NRHH promotes and advocates for ideals of scholastics, leadership, service, and recognition, and NRHH focuses its residential programming in all these areas. All RHA Coordinating Board members are honorary members of NRHH, and Cord Board members are required to write at least one of the month, or OTM, award per quarter. An OTM is a written statement explaining how a person or program made a positive, meaningful impact during the month for which the OTM is submitted. Now let's talk about the RHA Coordinating Board. RHA is operated at large by a coordinating board of over 30 students who advocate for and represent the needs of the entire UCSB residential housing community. The RHA Coordinating Board, or Cord Board, is made up of an executive board, specialty positions, hall council presidents, and representatives at large. There is also a representative from NRHH, and a representative from Associated Students, or AS. Let's look at who makes up the executive board. The RHA Executive Board consists of 5 positions. First, we have the RHA President. The RHA President has many duties, including but not limited to chairing the weekly Cord Board meetings, planning quarterly retreats with the RHA advisors and the Executive Board, chairing the Constitution and Bylaws Committee, and representing UCSB at regional and national conferences. Next, we have the Administrative VP. The Admin VP acts as the office manager for the San Nicolas RHA office and manages Cord Board members' office hours. The Admin VP keeps a record of the Cord Board meeting minutes and attendance, plans the weekly RHA agenda, and manages communication with flyer and funding request presenters as needed. The Admin VP also works closely with the Web Media Coordinator to keep the RHA website up to date and attends committee meetings as assigned. The Programming VP, or PVP, acts as the office manager for the Santa Catalina RHA office. The PVP is the programming lead for all of RHA's biggest events, including our Halloween Festival, All Hall Brawl, All Hall Ball, and the All Hall Talent Show. The PVP also coordinates the representatives at large in their programming efforts, and finally the PVP chairs the Judicial Review Board. The Finance VP is the keeper of RHA's budget and fiscal records. The Finance VP ensures that RHA funds are used responsibly and in accordance with the RHA Constitution and bylaws. The Finance VP also works closely with the RHA advisors and the RHA Finance Assistant to prepare and present RHA's annual budget to the rest of the Coordinating Board during the first 4 weeks of the academic year. Finally, we have the National Communications Coordinator, or the NCC. The NCC acts as the office manager for the De Anza RHA office. The NCC represents the UCSB RHA at both regional conferences and national conferences and acts as a co-chair for the bid committee along with the NRHH president. The NCC also ensures that parliamentary procedures are being correctly used during weekly Cord Board meetings. These 5 individuals make up the RHA Executive Board. RHA also has 7 specialty positions. First, we have the Community Service Chair Coordinator, or the CSCC. The CSCC trains and meets with the community service chairs and hosts quarterly community service opportunities and workshops for residents. Next, we have the Environmental Awareness Chair Coordinator, or the EACC. The EACC trains and meets with the Environmental Awareness Chairs and works with the UCSB Sustainability Office as well as the Chancellor's Sustainability Committee. The EACC makes sure that RHA upholds the Green Bill. Next, we have the Equipment Supervisor. The Equipment Supervisor is responsible for the storage, maintenance, and rentals of all RHA equipment. The Equipment Supervisor keeps an updated inventory list of all RHA equipment and repairs and purchases new equipment as needed. Next is the Health and Wellness Chair Coordinator, or the HAWC. The HAWC trains and meets with the Health and Wellness Chairs. The HAWC is the acting liaison between the UCSB Health and Wellness Department and RHA, and the HAWC implements quarterly programs including, but not limited to, Safer Sex Peers and the Period Pantry. We also have the Media Coordinator. The Media Coordinator is responsible for RHA's advertising and publicity. The Media Coordinator acts as RHA's historian and documents our programs and events. They also maintain RHA's newsletter, The Flush, and they make sure the RHA website is up to date. Next, we have the International Student Engagement Chair Coordinator, or the ISEC. The ISEC trains and meets with the International Student Engagement Chairs and implements social and educational programs that engage our international student population with the UCSB community at large. And finally, we have the Queer and Trans Student Engagement Chair Coordinator, or the QTSEC. The QTSEC trains and meets with the Queer and Trans Student Engagement Chairs and acts as a liaison between the RCSGD and RHA. The QTSEC also hosts 3 queer trans student awareness visibility programs per academic year. These 7 positions make up the RHA Specialty Board. All council presidents play a significant role in RHA. The presidents are responsible for chairing their respective Hall Council Executive Board and Council meetings, meeting with the RHA president, meeting with their Hall Council advisor and rep-at-large for their building, representing their council to the RHA Coord Board, acting as a liaison between the RHA Coord Board and their respective Hall Council, and supporting Hall Council programming efforts and performing other duties as assigned. Reps-at-large also play a significant role in the RHA Coord Board. The Rep-at-large is responsible for representing the interests of the residents of their building to the Coord Board. They also attend Hall Council Executive Board meetings and council meetings. They chair 2 programs per quarter in their designated building. They meet with the Hall Council advisor and Hall Council president at least once per quarter. They meet with the PVP at least 3 times per quarter, and they complete other duties as assigned. Now, this is a lot of information to digest all at once, so feel free to watch this video as many times as you need to. And remember, your RHA advisors are here to support you. We've got your back. If you have any questions about the departmental or positional overview, please reach out to your RHA advisor.